How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. These are the scariest video clips of the week, so hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content, just like this.
Right now I have no answers, but there's a lot of stuff that's happened in that house, and
Our first clip today comes from TikTok user British Bulldog 74, who says that while renovating his wife's grandmother's old home, he may have stumbled into something truly eerie. In the original video, now gone viral, the homeowner explains he was wrapping up a day of construction when he noticed something strange. The house had been completely empty for years, gutted down to the floors and walls, but as he stepped outside, he saw the window blinds move. Yet the homeowner insists the building was entirely vacant. In a follow-up update, he addresses skeptics directly.
people are saying that it's obviously squatters or it's AI. Well, it is neither. The reason I know it's not a squatter is because I've been working in the house about maybe 2.5, 3 months beforehand. This was the last day of work in there. I just removed all my tools from the property. And when I say the house was empty, there was nothing. There was nothing in it, no furniture, no tools. I mean, there's nothing. It's an empty home.
He explains that after filming, he immediately went back inside, checking every closet, crawl space, even the attic, and found no one.
And there was nothing. And that was a hard thing to do, let me tell you. I would rather have found somebody in that house because it would actually give me answers. Right now I have no answers.
But this unsettling incident, it turns out, was only the beginning. In another clip, the homeowner shares that he recently bought a small camera for his kids, a toy meant for fun family photos. But one day, when scrolling through the pictures, he found something that made his blood run cold. One of the photos showed a distorted, ghostly face. At first, they laughed it off, but when he showed it to his mother-in-law, she froze. She said the face looked exactly like her grandmother, a woman who had passed away decades ago. After digging through boxes of old photographs, they finally found the only existing picture of her, and the resemblance is undeniable. Then came the final revelation, a photograph that the homeowner says marked the start of it all. Taken during an earlier walkthrough of the property, the image shows his young daughter standing by a doorway, reaching upward as though handing something to someone unseen. But look closely, next to her arm, you can make out what appears to be another hand, reaching out toward hers. The family insists no one else was there. So what's happening inside this old family home? Is it a lingering spirit, perhaps a long-lost relative trying to make contact, or something far more mysterious? Whatever the explanation, one thing's for sure. Every new photo and every update seems to pull this family deeper into what feels like a haunting unfolding in real time.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area.
Over 50 terrified residents and campers near Lake Mead reported a deafening, unearthly sound that tore through the desert late one evening. A noise so powerful it shook the ground, rattled windows, and left witnesses speechless. The sound echoed across the Redstone picnic area halfway between Las Vegas and Lake Mead, carrying for miles through the empty Nevada landscape. Some compared it to a massive machine under the earth coming to life, while others said it felt biological, like something ancient moving beneath the desert floor. Local authorities received dozens of calls within minutes. Campers fled their tents, fearing an earthquake or explosion, but seismic monitors showed no activity. Rangers who responded found no damage, no debris, and no trace of an aircraft or industrial source that could explain the phenomenon. Wildlife in the area reportedly scattered, with birds and coyotes going eerily quiet for hours afterward. So what was it? A geological anomaly? A distant military test from the Nevada range? Or something stranger? An echo from deep below the sands?
Hey gang, just a quick reminder that if you love your spooky clips short, sharp and weird, then you're going to love our Slapped Ham Shorts channel. It's a relatively new channel, it's quite small, it's only at 17k subs, but this is where we upload individual clips in short, sharp, quick bursts, usually a couple of minutes long. So we've got tons of shorts, tons of slightly longer videos, but always just one story at a time. So if you want to head on over, subscribe to our Slapped Ham Shorts channel, and we'll see you over there.
A strange and fascinating video has surfaced from Warsaw, Poland, showing what appear to be two cloud-like objects moving erratically through the sky, in a way no ordinary clouds ever should.
Tam, co to na niebie jest?
The footage, filmed on September 28, 2025, was captured by a family out walking in a field just outside the city.
Ej, zobaczcie, co to tam na niebie jest?
At first, they thought they were watching small, isolated clouds drifting overhead. But then they began to notice how strangely the objects moved, pulsing and darting across the sky as if under intelligent control. Witnesses describe them as living clouds, translucent and glowing, with edges that seem to morph and breathe. Some viewers believe they could be plasma-like UAPs, a form of aerial phenomenon often mistaken for clouds but exhibiting electrical or energetic behaviour. Others suggest it could be a natural optical illusion, sunlight hitting thin vapour pockets or reflections from an unseen source. But skeptics and believers alike agree on one thing: the motion is highly unusual.
Tam, co to na niebie jest?
Here's a strange one that made headlines recently and left two fishermen in Mexico completely rattled. While sailing off the coast of Alvarado, the men spotted something impossible: a floating house drifting silently in the middle of the sea. Curious and a little uneasy, they steered closer, calling out to see if anyone was inside or needed help.
¿Hay alguien con vida? Respondan. ¡Hey! ¿Quién vive? ¿Quién vive? ¿Quién vive?
Then, according to their account, a dark shadow seemed to move inside the structure, and for a fleeting moment, a pale white face appeared in one of the windows, staring back at them, before vanishing without a trace. Some viewers claim you can see the figure in the footage.
¿Hay alguien con vida? ¿Hay alguien con vida? Respondan. ¡Hey!
Later, when they checked the news, they discovered what they had actually encountered. Not a house, but a floating seafood restaurant called El Atracadero, which had been swept into the Gulf of Mexico by massive floodwaters during Hurricane Priscilla. El Atracadero, a beloved local eatery founded in 1979, had broken free from its moorings on the Tuxpan River, drifting hundreds of kilometers southward. The building eventually split in two. One half, the kitchen and bathrooms, was recovered near Alvarado, while the dining room drifted even farther before beaching near Coatzacoalcos. Authorities confirmed that no one was inside the restaurant when it was carried away, and the Mexican Navy later secured both halves to prevent any navigational hazards. Still, the fishermen are certain of what they saw that night, a human-like figure moving through the wreckage. Some say it was just an optical illusion caused by waves and shadows. Whether it was a trick of the moonlight or something supernatural, one thing's certain: few things are more chilling than seeing a ghostly restaurant drifting alone in the open sea.
Vaya de frente. ¿Hay alguien con vida? ¿Hay alguien con vida? Respondan. ¡Hey!
Footage out of Jardim de Piranhas, Brazil, has left locals and UFO enthusiasts puzzled after a metallic cylindrical object was spotted hovering high above the clouds. The video, originally posted on August 9, 2025 by Instagram account UFO5537, reportedly came from a follower named Eden Lucas, who captured the strange sight in the skies over Rio Grande do Norte. Witnesses claim it moved erratically, drifting, then pausing, then darting off at an angle unlike any aircraft or balloon. While some commenters believe it could be a blimp or high-altitude drone, others argue the object's symmetrical shape and silent motion resemble countless reports of tic-tac or cigar-shaped UFOs that have been documented around the world, from the US Navy's 2004 encounters to recent South American sightings. Whatever it was, the skies over Jardim de Piranhas may have just joined Brazil's long list of mysterious aerial phenomena. A reminder that some things above us remain quite literally unidentified.
Agora a guerra vem, vê o tamanho do míssil.
Before we get to our last segment, remember to help us out by hitting that like button and leaving some comments below. Among the many tangled threads of the Tartarian Empire theory, none capture the imagination or unease, quite like the Cabbage Patch narrative. On the surface, it seems almost absurd, a whimsical story about babies grown in gardens, hatched from cabbages, and adopted by loving parents. But within the framework of the broader Tartarian mythos, it becomes something far darker. According to believers, the Cabbage Patch story is not just folklore or clever marketing, it's a symbolic echo of a vast, forgotten repopulation program that allegedly followed the destruction of the Tartarian Empire, a utopian global civilization wiped out during the so-called Great Reset of the late 1700s. In this telling, the world's population was decimated by a worldwide mud flood, an engineered cataclysm that buried entire cities beneath layers of earth. The few survivors, the theory claims, were left in chaos until a secretive elite repopulated the planet with artificially created humans who had no memory of the old world. This alleged repopulation, adherents say, left its fingerprints all over modern history. In the decades following the supposed cataclysm, Western nations saw an unprecedented rise in orphaned children, tens of thousands transported across the United States by the orphan train programs, many with no records of their birth or parents. To Tartaria believers, this wasn't social reform, it was logistics. The trains were a way to distribute manufactured or originless children across the New World, erasing their connection to the civilization that came before. And then there were the incubator babies. Beginning in the late 19th century, premature infants were displayed at fairs and amusement parks in glass incubators as medical marvels. Crowds lined up to peer at the tiny newborns as if they were exhibits. For Tartaria theorists, this was no innocent medical demonstration, it was a public cover story for something more sinister. They claim these incubators were not saving premature babies, but growing new humans, a way for the ruling elite to normalize the idea that babies could simply appear without mothers, fathers, or pasts. From there, the theory threads its way into popular culture. The early 1900s saw the rise of bizarre French postcards depicting babies being harvested from cabbages, wide-eyed infants poking out of leaves carried away by fairies or farmers. In 1896, the world's first narrative film, La Fée aux Choux, The Cabbage Fairy, showed a woman plucking babies from a cabbage patch and presenting them to waiting couples. To ordinary audiences, it was light-hearted whimsy. To Tartarian believers, it was karmic disclosure, a hidden-in-plain-sight confession from the elites who had orchestrated humanity's repopulation. By the 1980s, this mythos had evolved into something familiar to millions, the Cabbage Patch Kids doll craze. Each doll came with its own adoption papers, but no mention of parents or origins, just a magical birth from a cabbage patch. To most people, it was a clever marketing gimmick. To those steeped in Tartarian lore, it was something far more symbolic, the final sanitized retelling of humanity's supposed reseeding after the Great Reset. The dolls' soft, identical faces were said to represent the mass production of cloned humans, created to populate the new world after the destruction of the old one. Proponents of this theory believe the elites responsible for erasing Tartaria have a habit of revealing their secrets through culture, hiding the truth in plain sight. In their view, the Cabbage Patch phenomenon, from early postcards to modern toys, serves as an encoded record of this forgotten repopulation. Even the doll's tagline, where imagination comes to life, is interpreted as a sly reference to artificial creation, to life itself being manufactured rather than born. Critics, of course, dismiss all of this as pseudo-history. The abundance of orphans in the 19th century, they argue, had painfully ordinary explanations: disease, war, poverty, and the social stigma against unmarried mothers. The incubator babies were genuine preemies, saved by pioneering doctors like Martin County, whose work helped prove that premature infants could survive. And as for the Cabbage Patch dolls, well, their creator Xavier Roberts has stated many times that the idea came from Appalachian folklore and his love for handmade art, not a hidden cloning agenda. But within Tartarian circles, the Cabbage Patch story has become one of the theory's most enduring symbols. A reminder for believers that the truth of humanity's past might be sitting right in front of us, dressed up as children's entertainment. Whether seen as an elaborate allegory or a chilling metaphor for historical amnesia, the legend of the cabbage-born child persists, half fairy tale, half forbidden history, leaving one haunting question in its wake. What if we really are the orphans of a forgotten world?
Now, if you want to watch some more scary ghost videos, there's links right there that'll keep you entertained. Remember to follow all our other YouTube channels as well. We've got Slapped Ham Mysteries and Slapped Ham Shorts. Links to those channels are in the description box down below there. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.